Hi, my friends and family. My name is Trey Smith, and this is my YouTube and Odyssey channel, Trey's Myths and Tunes, and my daily ritual, Trey's Timeless 15 Minutes of Explain. And today, I'm going to talk about something a little more positive. Creativity, your forgotten birthright, divine superpower. Whoa. Right, right. There'll be no sunlight till this nano rain attack is done. If I don't leave this region, every day it will rain, rain. Insane nano acid rain is so crazy. London calling, your evil scams have to go back down the drain, but you've dumped so much incredible engineering. Now the whole place is a muddy river, atmospheric river number 2. Oh no, we're dying in the atmospheric river. Creativity, your forgotten birthright and divine superpower. Now, why would you forget it? How can you ever let go of the pen? Well, you had to pay the rent. So we've all been, or most of us have all been born into this archontic system. So, okay, we have our roles, our labels, our archetypes in the DIY birthright. Okay, so through birth, through the, you're, and in this case, handed over to the doctor moments after birth to cut the penis to look like a helmet, for example, in a sterilized room. You're made in the image of God, but you're not creative. You're taught from birth that you're something else, that sterile controls you. So this is the demiurge, the archontic, or the Decepticons, as I call it, the system of Yahweh or Jehovah, a closed loop energy soul harvest, the system of entrapment where you're forced to repeat lives as a slave with the memory wipe. The moon matrix, Saturn hexagram, black magic, massive memory wipe system of reincarnation is really extremely powerful way to keep your soul as a permanent slave, even before these replicating nanobot and graphene colonies were injected. Okay, and why slavery is the reason why you forgot. Okay, because if you believe that the point of life is to put food on the table and to pay for your box, you have forgotten. Unless you work in the economically in the creative fields, then you're one of the lucky few intelligent ones. So the system, the fear programs, popularity of rent, property tax, following orders, and the history of war and genocides, the burning at the stake of the witches in Salem, for example, or the burning of the gypsies, the burning of the Cathars, the burning of the Gnostics, the destruction of the shamanic culture by the Rockefellers, the invention of the term quackery by the Rockefeller people when they created the allopathic system in the USA, for example, they shun using creativity to heal. This is a very important key in my talk here, which I didn't even write down, but there it is. So you have why these are all reasons why it appears your creativity has been taken away from you if you're not intelligent enough to use it every day. You can start to reclaim it by doing what I do on this channel with you, I hope, if you're one of those respectful enough to have a truly open mind, and that's having expansive conversations or open-ended or Native American style spirituality, expansive conversation. Start with open, expansive conversations. Shamans, yogis, psychologists, real healers are creative. This is why those are three of the main focuses I've had in healing, not just by preference, but by necessity. You work with the tools you're given, and those were the tools I was given to heal. So I hope I've helped you there. Remember that. If you're not controlled by the inverted one system, you're going to be allowed. This is a real big red flag. If you're not allowed to be creative wherever you are, I would try to get out of that situation as much fast as possible. Psychotic, tyrannical, allopathic physicians, Operation Paperclip, we're all brought in to bring in the anti-creative or antichrist. To me, antichrist and anti-creative is a synonym because they're the same. The dark side, just the only thing creative they can do is orchestrate genocidal programs, killing sprees. As I said before in previous videos, I read in this book, The Mutant Message from Forever, the sequel to The Mutant Message from Down Under. One of the original people's 10 commandments was be creative every day. And that struck a chord in my subconscious like a lightning bolt. And I thought, well, that's true. To me, the artist, the creative, the musician, the poet, the painter is the most direct, unless you talk about reproducing or tantric embrace with your soulmate, the most direct non-sexual path to God, the quickest way to God is to become an artist. Try to be harmless if you can. Follow that Aboriginal commandment and you will never fail to remember every day. Even just with open-minded conversations, expansive talks with strangers. Reclaim that right, even if it means doodling when you got 5 minutes off throughout the whole day. You will find you have done, as I've said in previous videos, that what is called soul retrieval. You get parts of your soul back because we're all artists, okay? Saying I'm not creative is Satan's lie within your subconscious. That's Satan's lie within your mind. If you believe that, you're extremely brainwashed. Unfortunately, your creativity is being used against you in conformity, and that's the way they pull it. The antiverse beings, the Zetas, the Draco, the Anunnaki, all the controllers, all the middleman guys will try to use your power against you by saying that you have to go through them and obey their rules, which can most often and very easily destroy or stifle your creative forces, your powers to be harmlessly creative. Remember, never forget the word devil is lived backwards. There's a reason, because the Illuminati, the Satanists, Luciferians, the Black Suns, the Belial Sons, they can only live backwards. Very seldom can they be creative. I'm impressed if I see one that is. They have no creativity. Their goal is to control, to take over, to create a planet of slaves and, adrenochrome cocktails and child hookers or whatever they want to use us humans for, and our souls as well. And the goal of these shots is to keep you permanently locked in that as long as they can. Moving forward instead of backwards, instead of living backwards. moving forward requires imagination. Okay? For example, this show. I write down notes. I get creative. I spend hours getting creative with each show. Even if the Dark Lord's minions who work within the system are really good at shadow banning me and making sure that my 49 subscribers don't even get a chance unless they type in my name to watch this content. I'm still putting it out. I'm still being creative because part of being creative is practicing in a flow, learning your flow, learning the discipline. Every musical instrument, every art form is a discipline. And this, even in this type that I'm creating as I go, this creative raw show with only jotted notes, that I didn't even know what the show was going to be about when I woke up this morning. And I thought, oh, I'm not creative enough. I don't have an idea. I've got to give up. The dark side, always trying to implant stupid thoughts in our heads. So the answer is to ignore that shit. And moving forward requires imagination to honor the artist within. I'm a creative magic generator of nations of songs, poems, ideas. Get your head out of the way. Okay? It's very important. Sometimes most of us need quiet time, time away from others, space away from others. Ganja really helps most people that are open to it to tune in. The dark side is 0% creative. They're a bunch of energy vampires, and even if it was just economic, or especially if you were a thief or an emotional vampire, or if you copy the narcissistic predator entities or obey them in any way, you will notice how quickly you become uncreative. That's when you know that those motherfucking demons are getting in your subconscious, okay? It's not the way. The way is always toward Christ. If you're open to it and you want to expand your awareness, write down your feelings, write up a song, sing something, make up a rap. Creativity is why I didn't kill myself when I was 14. I was in a punk band. I made up songs instead of killing myself. I had terrible depression. When most children, young people are having 10 times the hormones of a full-grown person, I felt about 1/10, a tiny amount, nothing. Partly because I was on the standard American diet. Partly because of my talent and high IQ, repulsed by forced loneliness and the standard American diet as well. So I volunteered to go to a psychiatrist and get psych meds. Paxil for a month when I was 14, Prozac for a month when I was 15, because I thought psychology didn't work because it didn't involve hard drugs. I thought it would be you have to go back and talk about your problems every week forever, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't know there would be such a thing as retired and professional psychologists, and one of them in LA, for example, who posts things for free on YouTube about how to heal narcissistic personality disorder because they don't get paid to deal with that subject. I didn't realize when I was a teenager there would be a free resource like YouTube available, man. Such a wonderful blessing. So just remember, the dark side is 0% creative. They're vampires. And God is an artist. Okay? The fastest way to connect with the Almighty is to make art, as I've said. Projects require practice and or space and duration. For some, the number one hidden key to reclaiming the Christ or connection to your Almighty would be to go back and make some paintings or drawings or play the guitar, play the piano, or sing. In the end, I love this quote from Brian Eno because he was called the musical genius when he was the first electronic artist ever, besides in Jamaica, another guy in Jamaica. So he said that there's no such thing as a singular genius, that it takes a community It takes a village to raise a genius songwriter. According to Brian Eno, there's no singular geniuses. If you like this, click the Irish subscribe button, and I got another page for you. And create a great one if you got the courage and discipline to remember how.